It's Friday. It's time for another edition of Feel Good Friday. And this is, I guess, a very good Feel Good Friday because for a lot of people, it's a long weekend. But for us retired guys, what's a weekend, right? I remember last week I started my video by saying I couldn't think of a single thing that had happened this week. And I didn't record till 10 o'clock till I had this little kernel of thought. This week I woke up and I had a choice of two stories and I wasn't sure which one to go with. So I thought, hey, let's try and do them together and see what we come up with. So the theme this week is simple, common sense. Last week I had the pleasure of umpiring a league tournament. It was their final tournament for the year. And sometimes when you do league tournament, the quality of the ball, is not all that good because there's no money involved. And some players are just not used to being umpired. Simply not true with these guys. These people were pure joy to umpire. I was doing a final game with another umpire, and an incident happened. A runner ran to first base, and the play was over, and she very nicely picked up the ball and gave it to the first baseman. That's a league infraction. That's a live ball. You're not supposed to do it. Now, if I'm going to umpire at that degree and call that, I'm a jerk. It's simple common sense says it doesn't matter. But I did take the moment to explain to her that you can't do that, especially when you're being officiated. The batter who was on deck said to me, I would have been furious at you. And I said, no, it's just a simple teaching moment. That's common sense. Don't enforce the rules to the nth degree. It's kind of interesting. I got paid money, all in cash, and I went to the bank machine and I threw in about, several $100s worth of $20 bills, etc. For the first time in my life, the bank machine kicked back two of these bills. And one of them was a $20 bill, and it was cut in a third, so half the serial numbers were missing. I went to the grocery store across from there to see if they could exchange the money. They said, nope, you need to go to a bank. So being Monday morning, I went to my credit union and I said, what can we do? The grocery store says you will exchange this. And they said, no, we need that other portion of the bill. Go back to the bank that you deposited it. So I heeded their advice, and later that day, I went to the bank, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, and told them my story. But this particular bank was kind of a place where they do mortgages and things like that. They don't have bank tellers. And the person there told me that they don't service this machine, but to go to regular CIBC and they will help you. So it's getting a little bit frustrating for a mere $20. So I go to that bank, I give them the story, blah, 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 how the Bank of Commerce recommended that I come to them. And they gave me the same story. We need the other part of the bill or we can't do it. Now I was getting a little upset, but I didn't lose control. And I turned around and asked them, and she had a manager kind of over the shoulder. I said, if I was the bank and you were the customer and you just told me that you couldn't do anything about what one of your bank machines did, would you be happy with that service? And that answer. I got $20 worth of squirm out of them. And they looked at each other. I'm pretty sure the rules say you can't do anything for this. But they gave me the $20. I think it's probably worth $20 for them to get me out of the bank. But once again, simple common sense. Sometimes the rules are meant to be broken. So as we go through our lives, let's not be so finicky. Let's go out and have a great week, and we'll see you next week.